Welcome to the Great Mog Vault. Hi, I'm Chef. In this channel, I'll share everything I've learned over the years in my never-ending quest to collect all the appearances for my druid. So here we are with my not-so-basic guide to Transmogrification. Transmogrification, or more simply Transmog, Tmog, Xmog, or just Mog, was introduced in Cataclysm with patch 4.3, Hour of Twilight. It allows you to change the appearance of your equipped gear by visiting an ethereal transmogrifier. Once you choose the option, the Transmogrify window will open. Here, you can click on each piece of gear and choose to either change its appearance or hide it altogether. You can customize your shoulders separately by checking the option. You can also use a full set appearance from the tab or use a custom outfit created by you. Here, you can save up to 20 outfits for each character. However, there are a few restrictions to keep in mind. You can only mog into armor and weapons that your class can use. In WoW, there are 4 main armor types: plate for warriors, paladins and death knights, mail for hunters, shamans and evokers, leather for rogues, druids, monks and demon hunters, cloth for mages, priests and warlocks. Additionally, there are special items with the cosmetic tag which can be used by everyone. When it comes to weapons, you have the option of changing the appearance to another type, provided it's in the same category, while daggers, wands, shield and Eldin offhand are an exception and cannot be changed. There's also a special category of weapons called Artifact. These spec-based weapons are obtainable through Legion content and they will override any mog restriction. For example, I can still mog my balance artifact staff even if I'm using a mace and an offhand. Also, if I switch spec, I can still have the same appearance by using the copy present in the staff section. Artifact weapons also have many unique interactions and they all work when using the appearance.
Did you feel it cease to exist?
Ethereal Transmogrifiers that I've mentioned before are located in any major city. To find them, you can ask a guard for directions or you can track all Transmogrifiers on the minimap. You're also able to mog anywhere you want with the deployable Attire Rearranger. This is a BFA engineering consumable usable by everyone with a duration of 2 minutes. Alternatively, you can buy the Ethereal Transmogrifier toy when it's available from the trading post. However, the best method in my opinion, and a must-have for every player, is the Grand Expedition Yak. It's a 3-seater mount with both a repair vendor and a Transmogrifier. You can buy this bad boy for just 120k gold from Uncle Big Pocket in Kunlight Summit, Pandaria. By pressing Ctrl left click on an item, you can check the mog on your character model in the dressing room window. If you click on the Warband collection icon or press Shift V, you can check the appearance tab where all the mogs are displayed. On the top left, you'll see the 2 main tabs, Items and Sets. The first one displays the collection of each individual piece of gear and weapons your class can use. The Sets tab shows armor sets that you can complete by collecting each individual item or with an ensemble. These items grant you the complete set appearance when used. Both tabs share some cool features to help you navigate through your collection. There is a class selection window, a completion number, a search bar, and filters. In the filters category, you can check for collected or non-collected appearance, among others. But the most important feature is sources, which shows the acquisition method for each mog. Items in the boss category are dropped by dungeon, raid, or world bosses. These items are also present in the loot section of the Adventure tab. Quest items are rewarded from all type of quests you complete. Vendor items are bought from vendors for gold or a specific currency, and most of the time you have the option to sell the item and get a refund within 2 hours. World drop is the biggest category of items that you can loot from many different sources in the game. Achievement items are rewarded for completing a specific task. Profession items are crafted by players, including the archaeology profession, and lastly trading post items, which are the newest addition of cosmetic items rewarded for completing monthly tasks or bought with the currency. To acquire a mog from an item, it usually has to be soulbound to your character or account. The item becomes soulbound by equipping it, by clicking on the item to collect the appearance, or by vendoring it. There are 3 types of soulbinding tags that interact with the system in different ways. BOP or bound on pickup items are bound to your character as soon as you loot them. In group content, if the item is not an upgrade for you, you can trade it with the other group members for up to 2 hours, or until you equip it. BOE or bound on equip items are bound to your character once you equip them. You can trade BOEs with other players and sell them on the auction house. War-bound items are bound to your account. The appearance is automatically collected and the item can be used by any of your characters, only becoming soul-bound when equipped. When it comes to looting, the baseline system in WoW is known as personal loot. When you complete activities or loot a mob, the items you will receive will be based on your loot spec. In raid content, when you kill a boss, instead of the loot being automatically assigned, all loot will be displayed to the group, and you can choose to either press Need, Transmog, Greed, or pass on the item. The game will then roll a number between 1 and 100, and the highest roller wins the item, following this priority rule. Need has the highest priority and can be selected if your class can use the item, but Need for main specialization have priority over item used by your off-specs. Additionally, you cannot need on items you already have, unless it's an item level upgrade or has tertiary stats. Transmog is only available if you are missing the cosmetic appearance, even if you can't use the item. Greed has the lowest priority, and lastly, if everyone passes, the item becomes freely lootable from the corpse instead. The number of items that a boss can drop in raids depends on the group size. This is called Flex Mode, which is active in LFR, normal and heroic raid difficulties. Basically, each player in the group adds a 20% stacking chance to get an item from a boss. So in a group of 20 players, you will always get 4 items to roll on, assuming the one is saved, and additional very rare items can drop as a bonus if you're lucky. In Mythic Raid difficulty, the raid is set for 20 people and loot is dropped accordingly. This applies to all Dragonflight raids as well, but for content that's 11 levels below your character, legacy loot rules are enabled instead, allowing you to always get the full amount of loot available from the boss. When you complete a normal dungeon or a delve, you can exit the instance at any point to perform a soft reset, allowing you to loot mobs and bosses you've killed previously. The only caveat is that you're limited to entering 10 instances per hour. Follower dungeons are also normal mode but come with an additional limit of 10 dungeons per day. Other raids and dungeon difficulties have various types of lockout systems, preventing you to loot bosses again, with heroic dungeons resetting daily unless queued from the group finder, while mythic dungeons, world bosses and raids reset weekly with the exception of AQ20. A loot-based lockout is active for LFR and all raids on normal and heroic mode starting from Siege of Orgrimmar. In this mode, you can kill a boss as many times per week as you like, but only loot it once in each difficulty. Flexible boss lockout is used for normal difficulty raid from Wrath expansion till Throne of Thunder. In this mode, you can only kill a boss once a week and may not enter an instance where a boss is alive that you've already defeated that week. An instance lockout system is active for all classic and TBC raids, heroic difficulty raids, in Wrath through Throne of Thunder, and all mythic raid difficulties. Here, once a boss in the raid is killed, all players are safe to that instance and cannot enter the raid in any other group for the week. Okay, now we can finally talk about the Warband system. The addition of this system was a game changer, finally making many features in this game account-wide. We got a new character selection screen, a bank share between all our characters, World Within and Dragonflight reputations are now account-wide, with more coming in the future, and the addition of Warband items. These items usually drop at a lower item level in any current content. All tier tokens and heirlooms are also Warband now, but most importantly, now you can collect every mog despite any equip restrictions, making mog farming in old raids extremely more fast. In theory, with all these systems in place, you could collect every mog with just your main character. However, some items still have acquisition restrictions, like items coming from quest rewards that are exclusive to a specific class, vendors only available to the opposite factions, or rare mobs with spec-based loot tables. And with this, we're finally done. In the future, I'll be making even more in-depth guides and other MOG-related content. I hope you found this video insightful, and if you care about MOGs, make sure to drop a like, comment, or even subscribe. See ya!